I'm not a certified movie critic speaker person. Yeah, that made sense. Hey, my name is Christine, just in case you don't know, and welcome back to my channel. Yes. Today we are going to be doing something more sit-down-y. I've been doing a lot of sit-down videos because I've not been leaving the house much, so it's because I'm gonna be pretty much like an update on all the books that I've been reading, all the series that I've been watching, the movies that I've been watching as well. I look a bit crusty today because I've been reading the whole day because I have exams next week, so I'm just gonna have to deal with crusty old me today. That is not what we're supposed to be talking about. We're supposed to be talking about what I am reading, what I am watching, what I am entertaining myself with. First of all, we have 1,000 Splendid Suns. Now, you're going to remember that I said that I was reading this book like 3 videos ago. Like right now, I'm reading, I was reading 1,000 Splendid Suns, which was recommended to me by an uncle of mine. This is the book. And the reason why I'm reading it so slowly, I can finish a book in like 2 to 3 days, like a 600-page book in 2 to 3 days. But this one it's very sad. It's a very sad book, and I don't like reading sad books too often because do you guys have that, like, do you get that residual emotion like after you've watched a book? I mean, after you've read a book or watched a series or a movie or something, you still have like the emotion that the main character is feeling. I get that. So I don't like reading it because when I read it I feel really sad. So I feel really sad like the rest of the day or the rest of the night or whatever time I'm reading it. So I just try to read like a few pages at a time. Whew, this is the interesting part, movies and series, because I know very few people read books and stuff, but I know everyone watches movies and series and all. So I think the most recent movie that I've watched is Silence of the Lambs. It actually does justice to the books. Like, I actually really enjoyed it. Like, it has that, it's not really horror, it's like thriller, it's like suspenseful, and even though you know what's going to happen, you not to know how it happens, you know. And it's a very dark psychological movie that just plays around with your emotions. It's an amazing movie. If you like thrillers, 10 out of 10, 100%, 5-star, recommend it to you. I have also watched After We Collided. Don't judge me for this. I know so many people don't like the movie, like the after movies, but as a person who was really into Wattpad, like in the beginning of the teenagehood, I really loved this movie. Like, the first movie was pathetic, I'm not going to lie, but the second movie did justice. It did justice to After Two. It was a One Direction fanfic, and then it was written as like a proper book, published as a proper book, and then they made it into a movie, and that movie is fabulous. I love it. I watched it like twice now. It's so good. And Dylan Sprouse is in it, which just made it like 10 times better. 10 times better. Oh, it was so good. I loved it. I don't watch very many movies, so that is pretty much the end of the list. I watch a lot of series. I like the continuity of series. Like, I feel like I'm more connected to the characters in series than in movies, because in series it's like, yo, I've been watching this thing for hours, and sometimes years, because like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What was that? So, what have I been watching? I know you guys are curious because you know I have good taste in series. That's why I'm going to start with Trinkets. Trinkets is a Netflix series. Let me tell you, it's a typical Netflix series, honestly. Like, you know, a diverse group of friends. They have a shoplifting issue, so they shoplift and they steal stuff, which is honestly not a good thing, because, you know, don't steal. I mostly enjoyed it because of the music. Something related to that, I was watching Hollywood, which is another Netflix original series. Hollywood is probably the most underrated Netflix series. Like, I never hear anyone talking about Hollywood. I always hear people talking about people talking about 13 Reasons Why, but nobody talks about Hollywood. Like, Hollywood is such a good series. It's based in the 50s. How do I say this? It's a historical fiction about how people in the film industry in the 1950s, Hollywood and all, if what would have happened, like, if they accepted Black and LGBTQ actors at that time. not even black, like just minorities in general, because there was also a couple of Asians there who weren't getting the recognition that they deserved. The music in that series is phenomenal. If you like classic music, like booped up bop bop pop from from the 50s, you will enjoy it. It's really good. You know what I've just remembered Riverdale. I have been ranting about, okay, not ranting, but I've been thinking about Riverdale this whole week. I am vexed. This is the story about how I stopped watching Riverdale. I stopped watching it around last year in August, after season 3 had just come out, and like I watched the trailer of season 3 and I was like, it doesn't look that good. But I think I was on Twitter or something, I don't know, I was on some social media and I saw that they have an episode loosely based on The Heathers. What is The Heathers, you must be asking? The Heathers is a musical and it is one of my favorite musicals. And I heard that Riverdale did like a sort of take on it, and I listened to I watched some of the short performances and I was like, well, I don't really get the context of this, so let me just watch season 3 and then like the whole of season 3 and then I'll watch that particular episode. Guys, that was my first mistake. I could have read about the episodes. I could have like watched a recap or something on all of the episodes, but now I was like, let me just be committed and just watch all 16 episodes. And so I did, diligently. I paid attention. It was dreadful, but I was like, it's fine. It's fine. Because there were only two reasons. There were only two reasons that I was watching all those 16 episodes. One is that I loved Heathers the musical, and 2, I love Cole Sprouse, because I mean, finally, like I see the episode and I'm ecstatic. So I was just like, let's do this. I'm gonna tell you about the episode, and first I'm gonna try and not put any spoilers in it, so you can just hear me rant. Okay, let me give you some context before I start telling you about the episode. Okay, first of all, all of the characters are 17 years old right now because it's based on their junior year in high school, so they're basically about my age. So they're all 17 years old. The episode is basically about how they are supposed to be having a school musical. So the like the school plays and whatever. So they choose to reenact Heathers the musical, which is, again, as I said, one of my favorite musicals. I love it. And they choose to reenact it, and that is basically supposed to be the idea of the episode, and that is why they sing in the episode, which is not a good enough explanation because I thought this was a crime series, but now they're singing. But that's not why we came here. That's not what we're talking about today. The episode starts, and I am jamming because I am enjoying it started at a very high note for me because I was already excited. I was already in a really good mood. They start singing, and Vanessa Morgan comes in with her dead man walking, and she's just like, Demon Queen of High School has decreed it.
The Demon Queen of High School has decreed it. She says Monday 8 a.m. I'll be deleted.
And I'm just like, yes, go sis, woo! Because she's killing it. I love Vanessa Morgan and I love the song, and I'm just enjoying myself. They had a party, and they're singing that song, big fun in the musical, and everyone is like, the folks are gone, it's time for big fun, big fun.
The folks are gone, it's time for big fun, big fun.
Everything is, the story is moving along, and then it just takes a turn. A quick turn, and a huge turn. I lost the plot from there, and I had been watching all of the series. I just lost the plot completely, and this is from my own personal experience, so that I am entitled to my own opinion, right? So this is how I saw everything going down. Slowly it goes into the song Our Love Is God. Our Love Is God is a beautiful song. It was picked from, because Heathers is originally a movie, so they picked the phrase Our Love Is God and they brought it out so perfectly. Like the lyricism in that song is so good. I love the lyricism in that song. So it's basically about how Veronica and JD's love sort of surpasses everything, and it's it's what determines what happens next. They are the ones who determine what happens next, yeah? So it was a very good song, and I thought that they would use it in that sort of context, like our love is on top of everything, blah 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 blah. And they sort of did, because the scene that they used it in was one where there was like some sort of gay marriage ceremony thing that was going on. Now, I'm not opposed to gay marriage. I am not a homophobe. It's 2020 for Pete's sake. I mean, what are you doing being a homophobe in 2020? But everything surrounding that ceremony was just off. The ceremony is happening. Like, just imagine it in your mind. There's a ceremony happening. A marriage ceremony type of thing. Now, let's just break it down a bit. Let me give you some sort of perspective. First of all, the guys who are getting married, they're both 17. So it's illegal. And the person officiating the marriage, you ask, is also 17. So that is even more illegal than what it was before. I hope you still have a picture in your head. So two 17-year-olds getting some sort of ceremony, blah blah blah, and the person officiating it is also 17. They are all dressed in white. And not just the two 17-year-olds and the minister who is also 17, everyone is dressed in white. And instead of like a church or like a garden or like a beach or wherever you choose to have your wedding ceremony done, they're in some sort of dark dungeon type of thing, and there's like candles, and it's just, and and the worst thing is that they're just singing "Our love is God."
We can start and finish wars. We're what killed the dinosaurs. We're the asteroid that's overdue.
Very uncomfortable, because it was like a cult setup, and I was, why? What's going on? I mean, like, we knew that they were dating, but it just pops up on us and they're like, oh yeah, they're getting married now, and I'm like, okay. And as if that isn't enough, Betty and Jughead are burning down God knows what. There was so much going on that I didn't even think about the Gargoyle King. And isn't that supposed, like, when you have a particular idea for a season, especially for like some sort of crime thing, it's supposed to be like a main question that you're supposed to be asking yourself throughout the episode until like it climaxes at the end of the season, and you're like, oh, so and so is the Gargoyle King. In all that's happened, we're not even thinking about the main antagonist in the series. There's so many antagonists, like, there's so many different things happening at the same time that you can't even focus on one. You can't. It's too much going on. So yeah, that is how I stopped watching Riverdale. I would love to be in the room where all of these ideas are pitched and just watch them make all of these horrible choices. Let me just throw that away. I started watching 7 Deadly Sins because I was told, hey yo, Christine, you might like anime, and I'm like, let me just dip my foot in the water and see how it is. And personally, I kind of like it. Like, have I shown you this? I don't know if you can see it. I'm wearing like a Quidditch jersey, written Quidditch Queen. I got it when I was like 12. Also, I'm watching, can't believe I'm going public with this. I'm watching Miraculous Ladybug.
Miraculous, simply the best.
I love Miraculous Ladybug so much. I don't know why. You'd think that it's tied to some sort of child in me because I started watching it when I was like younger or something. I started watching it when I was a teenager. There's something about it that just like makes me keep watching it. And I've watched it, I think this is like the 3rd time that I'm watching it now. I also started watching Gilmore Girls. Funny thing about Gilmore Girls, one of my friends suggested it to me. I've been trying to watch, like, I tried watching it a while back. I tried watching the first episode, but I could not get past the first episode. I was so utterly bored. One of my friends recently was like, hey yo, just watch the first 3 episodes. Just persevere through the first 3 episodes and then tell me what you think. So I watched the first 3 episodes, then I watched the 4th one, then I watched the 5th one, and now I'm in season 2. I'm also watching The Mandalorian like every other Star Wars fan right now. If you are not watching The Mandalorian, please kick yourself right now. I'd actually recommend The Mandalorian to non-Star Wars fans because it's very easy to follow. A completely new story, It's not the typical Jedi versus Sith, bad guy, good guy type of thing. I think that's all for now because I have exams to study for. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, turn post notifications on. Don't forget to have a great day, and I will see you next time. And please hope that I pass these exams because I really studied for them. And if I don't pass, like I'll just not open my marks. Like if I feel like the exam is hard, I'm just not going to look at my marks. I'm just going to pretend like they don't even exist. So.
Yeah, like that.